I'd like to be the latest person to welcome you to Jump Discovery today. The topic that I'll be discussing today is engineering efficiency. Becoming efficient with analytics is the goal of every organization. This is no longer something that Jump needs to convince people about. I think in this day and age, we all know that we have so much data coming in, and it's crucial for every organization that you can turn that data into knowledge efficiently. Jump can help you. Jump helps individuals, teams, and organizations increase engineering efficiency. Time is your most valuable asset, but it's not just the time, it's the quality of that time. Are you spending your time building quality? Or are you spending your time with these routine manual tasks that weigh you down and get in the way of solving problems? You don't want to be spending your time figuring out, how can I access my data? How can I clean it up? How can I organize it? Where is that file? Who has it? How can I share my results? Is my work valuable if nobody knows that I'm doing it? Are my insights valuable if I can't share them with people? With Jump, we hope to help all these processes become more efficient for you so that you can spend time on the interesting things that really build value for you and your organization: statistical modeling, process engineering, research, and all the other things that you find value in and joy in your job. When you have an effective use of analytics, an efficient use of analytics, there are a lot of benefits to you as an individual. You can solve your problems more quickly. You can avoid these tedious tasks, the ones that you don't look forward to. You can have more time to work on the things that you are hired for, the real value that you bring to your organization. And you can have more time for thinking about interesting ideas and innovating. Of course, this has value for the organization as well. It can decrease costs and reduce waste. You can have increased productivity. You can have greater employee satisfaction because your employees are not spending time doing these tedious tasks. And you can increase your customer satisfaction as well. You can have better and more confident decision-making. When you improve the efficiency of your organization, the efficiency of your analytics, it gives you more time to spend on experimentation, more time for optimization, more time for learning, and more time for innovating. Jump has been improving engineering efficiency since 1989. Jump helps scientists and engineers speed up innovation and enable better decisions with analytics. Now, I say that Jump has been improving engineering efficiency since 1989, but the main focus of my talk today will be on a much newer product offered by Jump, Jump Live. Jump Live is a secure collaboration platform for sharing Jump content with your colleagues, whether or not they use Jump themselves. And having a collaboration platform like this can be a really big advantage to your organization, because collaboration, communication, sharing, talking is the key to building a positive cycle in your discovery process. This cycle that can take you from your original research through to your analysis, to the generation of new ideas and insights. Those ideas and insights can then inspire more research, better analysis, and more collaboration. And each time you go around this cycle, the knowledge in your organization improves, and you make better decisions. I'd like to talk to you about how Jump Live can help you make clear, quick decisions from reliable, up-to-date information. First, Jump Live can help you share up-to-date data with your colleagues efficiently. Let's take a look at some data that I have in Jump. Here in Jump, I have about 6 months worth of building permit data. These are building permits that were issued by the city of Raleigh, which is near Jump's headquarters in the US. I have information about every building permit, including how many days it took to issue the permit. It's not always a fast process. I think they need to work on their own efficiency. We also have how much the project is estimated to cost and where the project is taking place. Where did I find this data? Well, I found a public API which offers local government records, and I wrote a JSL script to get data just about building permits. You may get your data by using an HTTP request, as I have done, or you may get your data from a database. You may write a script to get your data, as I have done, or you may use a tool like JMP's Query Builder. However you get your data, you'll probably want to share it with your colleagues. I'm going to share this data with my colleagues by publishing it to my organization's secure JMP Live site. I'll be asked to make a few decisions along the way. The first decision I'll be asked to make is, among the data tables that are currently open in JMP, which ones do I want to publish? This is an easy decision for me because I only have one open. Next, I'll need to decide where I want the data to go. At this step, we save you some time by remembering the last place that you've published. For me, that is a collaboration space called Discovery 2023 and a folder called Korea, Japan. Of course, I could change my mind at this point and choose another collaboration space. We also save you some time here as well because if you work at a very large organization, your organization may have dozens or even hundreds of collaboration spaces, but we only show you the ones here that you are a member of, so you don't have to deal with that noise. Once the publish is complete, I see a confirmation of what I published and where it went. And I can follow this link to open the data post in JMP Live. At this point, my colleagues could preview the data on JMP Live, and they would see, unfortunately, that I don't have very recent data. The most recently issued permit in my data set is all the way back in September. We'll work on that here in a moment. My colleagues also at this point could download the data table to their machine. Knowing that my colleagues may use this data, I want to make sure that I keep it up to date. And there's a few different ways that I could do this. I showed you the script that I had on my machine. I could run that script again to create a new data table. And then I could upload that data table here to JMP Live. But I would prefer for JMP Live to take care of some of this work for me. Let's go to the Settings tab. I'm going to make this data refreshable. The next thing I need to do is tell JMP Live how to refresh my data by providing it with a refresh script. A refresh script is simply any JSL script that produces a data table at the end. And I have a script just like that. So I will copy that script from my machine and paste it here. Now JMP Live should know how to refresh my data. Let's see if it works. When I press this refresh data button, JMP Live is going to run my script for me on the JMP Live server. That's in turn going to go out and get that information about the latest building permits. So if I view the data again, I can see that we now have permits that were issued in November. And that's pretty useful. So anytime I want, I can come in here, click this button, and my data will be updated. But I'm a very forgetful person. I know I'm not going to remember to click this button as often as I should. So I will set up a data refresh schedule. I think maybe my data should refresh every 2 hours, Monday through Friday. Okay, now every 2 hours, 5 days per week, JMP Live is going to update my data for me. This is really nice because I don't need to spend time getting data and uploading files and that kind of thing. JMP Live takes care of it for me. Also, I don't have to spend time worrying. I don't need to worry what will happen with my data update if my machine happens to be offline, because all of this work is taking place on the JMP Live server. Now that we have our data set up, let's move on to analysis. JMP Live can help you share up-to-date analysis with your colleagues efficiently. I've done some analysis on the data that I showed you. I have a map report, for example, which shows where in the city of Raleigh these building projects are taking place. I have some colleagues who will be very happy with this map exactly as it is. But I have other colleagues who are only interested in very specific kinds of building projects. If I can anticipate some of these needs ahead of time, then I won't need to spend time generating multiple different versions of the report for different colleagues. With this in mind, I've added a few data filters to my report. I have another report as well, and this one shows how long it took for the City of Raleigh to approve or issue various different kinds of building permits. Now that I have some initial analysis, I want to share this with my colleagues. So again, I will publish to my organization's JMP Live site. And again, I will have a few decisions to make along the way. The first decision that I will need to make is, among the reports that are currently open in JMP, which ones do I want to publish? I want all of them. Again, I'll be asked to choose where to put the reports, and I'm happy with the default option, which is the last place I published. At this stage, I can tweak the reports if I wish to. I can change the titles or add descriptions. I can reorder the reports. At this final step, you can see that the default option is to publish the data along with the reports. However, I know that the data is already on JMP Live. We just set it up a moment ago. So I'll change this option. And I will use the data that's already on JMP Live. Once the publish is complete, again, I will see a confirmation of what I published and where it went. And I can follow this link to open JMP Live. Just like with my data, I want to make sure that my reports are kept up to date so that they are useful to my colleagues. On JMP Live, whenever your data changes, all of the reports that use it are updated for you automatically. Because I have already set up a data refresh schedule, I know that my reports will be updated on that same schedule. But how will my colleagues find these reports? Well, I could email out a link, or I could allow my colleagues to find this content for themselves. On the home page of JMP Live, you can see the latest content that has been published to your organization's JMP Live site. You can also filter this list. For example, you may filter it by the name of a colleague who often publishes content that you find interesting. That's one way to find content, but there are others as well. You can browse around in collaboration spaces that you are a member of and find reports that way. You can search site-wide by a topic that you're interested in. You can save bookmarks of the content that you visit the most frequently. We offer you many different ways to find things on JMP Live because we want to make sure that you can get to what you need quickly. JMP Live can help you to generate new ideas, questions, and insights efficiently. When you open a report on JMP Live, you can not only look at it, but in most cases, you can also interact with it. In this map report, the publisher has thoughtfully included an interactive feature in the form of these data filters. And so when I first look at the map, it looks to me that most of the building work is happening right in the downtown Raleigh area. However, when I look just at residential projects, that picture starts to change a little bit. There is still some work going on downtown, but it looks like most of the money is being spent further out. For example, in this area near the university, I see a lot of projects of the type new single-family dwelling, in other words, new houses. If I look just at new houses, I can see that very few new houses are being built in downtown Raleigh. I think we're simply running out of room. But what about making an existing house larger by building an addition? It looks like, even for that kind of project, you're running out of room downtown. So if you have a big family, you might need to move out to the suburbs. Interacting with this report has made me curious to see what this would look like if I had older data, perhaps from decades ago. I think it would probably look very different. Let's take a look at the other report. This one shows how long it took for the city of Raleigh to issue building permits of various types. I don't see any interactive feature on this report provided by the publisher. I don't see a data filter or a column switcher. Nonetheless, I can still interact with this report. I'm not very interested in building permits that were issued quickly because I think that should be normal. So I will select those building permits that were issued fairly quickly. I'll right-click and I will exclude and hide all of those data points. And so now I can see just the data that I'm interested in, the permits that took a long time. It looks like alterations and repairs tend to take a long time to approve. But when I look just at residential alterations and repairs, there are very few of those that took a long time. I suppose that makes sense. After all, if I want to improve the kitchen in my home, who really cares? On the other hand, there are many non-residential alterations and repairs that took a very long time to approve. Perhaps that's because these permits are examined more carefully because they affect more people. Or perhaps these projects cost a lot of money and expensive projects are examined more carefully. Interacting with this report has made me curious about whether, in general, more expensive projects take longer to approve, and I might wish to research this further. I think that because I wasn't limited to just looking at these reports, because I could also interact with them, my mind was more active and engaged. I'm quickly coming up with new questions, ideas, and insights. If I want to follow up on any of these ideas, I can download from JMP Live to my machine data tables, reports, even entire folders of JMP content. JMP Live can help you share your insights with decision makers quickly. Decision makers can see all the same reports that we've been looking at. Or you may choose to create a higher level report or a dashboard that shares just those key insights that your decision makers need. Like any other report, that report will be updated automatically whenever your data changes. And so you don't need to spend time generating PDFs and slides and then updating them over and over again to share with your decision makers. You could just send them a link to a JMP Live report. After all, everybody has a web browser. With JMP Live, we hope to support you throughout your discovery process, helping you to make clear, quick decisions from reliable, up-to-date information. I hope that we can continue this conversation, not just about JMP Live, but about JMP as well, which you'll be hearing a lot about during this conference. I would love to invite you to join us at the JMP Expo. As a previous presenter mentioned, out these doors, there is a Meet the Experts booth where you can come and speak to myself or the fellow developers and other experts from JMP. We really enjoy getting to meet each and every one of you and hear what you're using JMP for, and as Jeff said, how we can improve the next version of JMP. We would love for you to provide feedback to JMP R&D and to product management. I would also like to invite you to join the JMP Early Adopter Program, where you can get a sneak peek about upcoming versions of JMP and give us feedback during the development process. In general, tell us what you think. Comment on the JMP community. Post items to the JMP community wish list. Remember to contact support@jmp.com if you run into any problems. And during this conference, we're here to speak to all of you, and we hope to hear from all of you. Thank you very much.